How many people actually know you? Not the capable one, not the calm one, not the guy who's always fine. The real one, the one underneath. For a lot of men, the honest answer is nobody. And here's the strange part. Those are the same men everyone trusts, everyone leans on. The most reliable man in the room is usually the one no one has ever met. Why is that? Why does the man everyone counts on end up the loneliest one? That's what this video is about. Carl Jung had a name for the man people meet instead of you. He called it the mask. And tonight I'm going to show you 3 things. What the mask is, what it's quietly costing you, and the one move that takes it off. Start with where the word comes from, because it tells you almost everything. Persona. It's an old word from the theater. It was the actual mask an actor held up on stage, so the crowd in the back row could tell which character he was playing. The hero, the villain, the king. He held up the mask, the crowd saw the mask, and they called it the man. Then the play ended. The actor went backstage, and he took the mask off. That last part is the part you lost, not the mask. Everyone wears one. You lost the moment at the end of the night where you take it off. You've been on stage so long you're not sure you still can. And you didn't choose this, not in one decision. You built it slowly, over years. As a kid, you watched what got you a warm response and what got you a cold one. You learned that being capable got you praised, that being easy got you liked, that saying, "I'm fine," got people to leave you alone when you needed them to. So you became those things, on purpose, until one day you forgot you were doing it on purpose. And that's the day the mask stopped being something you wear and became something you are. There's a real cost to building it that young. Robert Bly spent decades studying this in men, and he put it in one sentence. Simply making up a false personality to please our parents can generate shame for a lifetime. Think about how quiet that is. No abuse, no big dramatic wound. Just a kid learning what version of him got loved and becoming it. And a part of you has wondered ever since whether they loved you or just the costume. Watch yourself for one ordinary day and you'll catch the mask working on its own. Someone at work asks how the project's going. You hear yourself say, "Yeah, we're good," before you've even checked if that's true. Your father texts you. Something tightens in your chest and you watch your own thumbs type, "All good, talk soon." A friend asks how you're really doing. You say, "Can't complain," and you change the subject. None of that is lying. It's faster than lying. Lying takes a decision. This happens before you get one. You've done it so many times that it runs by itself. And here's where most men get this wrong, so listen closely. The mask is not a weakness. It's a skill. A man who can stay steady while he's falling apart inside, who can carry the room, who can be the one everyone leans on, that is not nothing. It took years to build, and what you built is real. Jung said it plainly. You need a mask. A man with no mask at all isn't free. He's raw and exposed in a world that never asked to see his insides. The mask is how you survive other people. So I am not here to take it from you. This was never about ripping it off. Remember that, because it matters later. So here's the actual problem. It's small, and it changes everything. Somewhere along the way, you stopped wearing the mask and started being it. The actor forgot he was acting. And when that happens, something strange follows. You get more admired, and more alone. At the same time, most men never connect those two things. They are the same thing. Let me show you how. To build the mask, you had to hide things. That's the part nobody tells you. Every piece of the mask was paid for by a piece of you that you put away. To be the easy one, you hid the part that gets angry. To be the strong one, you hid the part that's scared, the part that wants to be taken care of for once. To be the capable one, you hid the part that's tired and faking it and doesn't know what it's doing. You didn't get rid of those parts. You can't. You locked them in a back room where you don't have to look at them. Where do they go? Jung had a word for that back room. He called it the shadow. Everything the mask won't show gets stored there, in the dark. Your anger, your need, your fear. It's all still inside you. You just built a door over it and stopped opening it. And here's the part that should stop you cold. The better the mask, the bigger the shadow. A man with a perfect front, always calm, always capable, never rattled, is not a man with nothing hidden. He's the man hiding the most. The most impressive man you know is carrying the heaviest load, and no one can see it. Maybe that's the man you've been trying to become. A man who hides that much from everyone eventually hides it from himself, and that costs him something he can't name. Jung described it in the harshest words in the book, and I want to read them to you exactly. He looked straight at the respectable man, the one who always shows the right face, and he wrote this: "A respectable person is one who answers to public expectations, one who wears an ideal mask. In short, a fraud." Sit with that for a second. The thing you're most proud of, that people can always count on you to show up right, Jung calls a fraud. Not because you're a bad man, because the face is perfect, and no real man is perfect. So a perfect front is, by definition, a thing that isn't true. But he doesn't stop there, and the next line is the one that matters. Good manners aren't the problem, he says. Composure isn't the problem. The problem is when the mask gets so complete that the real man underneath can't breathe. Then, in his words, you become a whited sepulchre. A whited sepulchre is a tomb, painted white, beautiful on the outside, and inside, a dead man. That's the cost. Not because you're empty by nature, because a mask worn long enough, sealed tight enough, buries the man inside it. And you already know how that feels, because you've felt it. You hit the goal, the promotion, the money, the relationship that looks right from the outside, and you wait for it to feel like something. And it doesn't. Or it does for an afternoon, and then it's gone. Why? Because the win went to the mask, and the mask can't feel anything. The man who could have felt it is locked in the back room, and no one has reached him in years, including you. So the better your mask gets, the emptier you feel behind it. Admired on the outside, dead on the inside. And you've been calling that ambition. Which brings up a question you've probably never said out loud. If you're not the mask, if the calm, capable, always fine man is just the face and not the real thing, then who is the real thing? Is anyone even back there? Or did you become the mask so completely that there's nothing left underneath? There is something back there. Think about the dark window at night, the moment you catch your own reflection and for a second don't quite recognize yourself. You've treated that as a glitch. It's the opposite. It's the one moment all day the mask slips and you see what's behind it. Jung's book, Man and His Symbols, gives that thing a name. It calls the deepest part of you the self. And it defines it, in these exact words, as an inner guiding factor that is different from the conscious personality. Read that slowly. Different from the personality you walk around as. Different from the mask. There is a real center in you. It was there before you ever built the mask, and it's still there right now, waiting. This is the one thing the loudest voices in your feed will never tell you, because their whole game is the mask. Build a stronger front, project power, never let them see you sweat, make the surface perfect, and call that strength. And look, the front does matter. A man needs some armor. But that whole game assumes one thing. It assumes you are the front, that there's nothing underneath worth finding, so you might as well polish the surface. Jung is telling you the exact opposite. The surface is the smallest part of you. He called the mask a compromise, a deal you make with the world so you can move through it. Not your soul. A deal. And the tragedy was never the deal. The tragedy is forgetting it was a deal and mistaking it for who you are. So now I can answer the question I asked you at the start. Why does the man everyone trusts end up the loneliest? Here's why. When you wear the mask all day, every conversation goes the same way. They meet the capable one, the easy one, the one who's always fine. They never meet you because you never send the real one out. And it works. They like the mask. They trust it. Some of them love it. But you're standing behind it, watching them love a face, and a cold part of you knows the truth. If they love the mask, they don't love me. They've never even met me. And I'm the one who arranged that. That's it. That's the whole machine. The better the mask works, the more people are drawn to it, and the more sure you become that none of them have ever touched the real you. More admired, more alone. The same move doing both. The most loved man in the room can be the loneliest man alive, and now you know exactly why. So the answer looks obvious. Take the mask off. Be real. Be raw. Finally, let them see who's underneath. And I have to stop you here, because that is a trap, and it ruins more men than the mask ever did. Here's what happens when a man decides the mask is the enemy. He has a hard night, swears he's going to be authentic now, and starts tearing the mask off in public. And it goes badly. Almost every time. Because the mask is not a lie you can just stop telling. It does a real job. It manages the distance between your raw insides and a world that mostly doesn't care to see them. Rip it off all at once and you don't get freedom. You get a man oversharing with people who didn't ask and can't hold it. That isn't the real you coming out. It's just a louder, messier mask. Jung never said, destroy the mask. He said you need it. You need a way to walk into work, and the family dinner, and the first date, without bleeding on everyone. A man with no mask isn't free. He's exhausting, and underneath that, he's unprotected. So if tearing it off is wrong, and being it is wrong, what's left? This is the most important part, so slow down with me. You're not trying to destroy the mask. You're trying to stop being fooled by it. You're trying to feel the difference again between the mask and the man wearing it. Because that's the whole thing. The only difference between a man who wears a mask and a man who is one is that the first man can feel the edge of it. And you can find that edge in a place you walk past 100 times a day, not in some big, dramatic moment, in a tiny gap, half a second long, that nobody ever taught you to notice. Here's the move. I want you to actually try it, not just hear it. Call it the seam check. Twice tomorrow. You catch the mask in the act. The meeting where your voice is going smooth. The text where your thumbs are typing, all good. The moment I'm fine is already on its way out of your mouth. Catch it right there. And ask yourself one question. If no one needed anything from me right now, what would I actually be doing? Now, the trick. You're not looking for an answer. Don't go hunting for some deep, true thing to say, because that's just the mask again in a new outfit. You're looking for the gap. That half second of not knowing between the automatic answer and the real one. That little pause is the edge of the mask. And the one standing in that pause, before any words come, that's him. That's the real you. For half a second, you are not the mask. You don't have to do anything with it. You don't have to drag him into the light. Just notice the gap once a day. That was the seam. That's the whole exercise. A mask you can feel the edge of is a mask you're wearing. A mask you can't feel anymore is a mask that's wearing you. So who do you become? Not a man with no mask, a man who can feel it. Picture him. He walks into the same meeting, the same dinner, the same date. He still has the calm one, the capable one, the easy one. He didn't burn them down. He needs them, and they're good at their job. But there's a small space now between him and the mask. He wears the right face in the meeting, on purpose. And then he gets to his car, and he takes it off. And the man sitting there is a real one. A man with a real opinion about where to eat. A real worry about tomorrow. A real want he could, if he chose, let one person see. That choice is the whole prize, not no mask, the choice of when to wear it. And here's what you get back. The thing the mask was quietly costing you the entire time. You get to be known. One person, not the whole room. One who got past the mask, met the real you, and stayed. You can't have that while you are the mask, because the mask is the exact thing that blocks it. Everyone only ever reaches the face, but a man who can feel the seam can, with one person he trusts, let them in a little further. And the first time someone meets the real you and doesn't leave, that's the moment the loneliness ends. Not because you got more impressive, because you finally let someone reach you. There's one more layer, and it's where we go next time. Everything you locked in that back room to build the mask is still in there, and it doesn't stay quiet. It comes back out, wearing other people's faces. Think about the one man who gets under your skin for no good reason. The loud one who takes over the room. The one who brags, who needs too much, who falls apart in public. The exact things you trained out of yourself. You watch him and something goes hot and tight and certain. I would never. But the anger is way too big for anything he actually did to you. So where's it coming from? It's coming from the back room. Jung's book defines the shadow as those qualities and impulses he denies in himself but can plainly see in other people. The thing you can't stand in him is the thing you buried in you. He's not the problem. He's the mirror. And that, the people who get under your skin and what they're really showing you, is exactly where we go next. So, it's late. The house is quiet. You catch your reflection in a dark window again. But tonight, you don't look away from the man looking back, because today you actually met him. You caught the seam twice, once in a meeting, once in a text you almost sent on autopilot, and both times in that half-second gap, there he was. You still have the mask. You'll wear it tomorrow and it'll do its job, but you're holding it now instead of it holding you. You can feel the edge. Don't tear it off. Don't disappear into it. Just feel the seam. And choose. The real you was never gone. You just stopped looking for him. Tonight you looked, and he was right there. If that opened something up, the free 7-day starter walks you through the seam check, one day at a time. Catching the gap between the mask and the man, on purpose. First link below. The full shadow work workbook takes you the rest of the way down. That link's right under it. And leave one line in the comments. I'm holding the mask, not wearing it. I read every single one. Next time, everyone who triggers you is a mirror. The parts you hid come back as the people you can't stand. I'll see you there.